So, welcome to the stream, guys. Today I want to talk a bit about Monday range. So I'm just want to have a look at that. And also I want to just look at charts because I do think Bitcoin is in a pretty sweet spot at the moment for trading. Even though price action is a bit, it sucks to trade at the moment, right? I think most people struggle at the moment. But for me, at least, price action is pretty clean so far. So let's have a look at the Woodsbot indicator. So if you guys didn't know, in the Woodsbot premium indicator, obviously you get the confluence zones, you get the support and resistance levels on the indicator, right? You can see how price action close above the confluence zone, retested it, and now it's bouncing again. But you also have the Monday range inside the Woodsbot premium indicator. So let me find it in these settings. Okay, here it is. So there's the Monday range. I'm just gonna turn it on because I'm interested to see where the Monday high and when the Monday low is. Okay. So if you guys didn't know, so how many of you guys are experienced with the Monday range? Has anyone ever traded the Monday range, or do you guys don't use it at all? If you haven't used it, basically the Monday range trades like any other range. So you have a range high and a range low, right? And the Monday range basically just consists of the Monday high and the Monday low. And the Monday high is basically just the highest price point on the last Monday. And the Monday low is the lowest price point on last Monday. That's all it is basically. But the same range trading rules that you would have in a range applies also to the Monday range. And the Monday range kind of sets the tone for the week, you know. And I think it's really nice to look at it. After Monday, obviously, the Monday range needs to form on Monday. But you can look after it, so on Tuesday or Wednesday. And we can see that price action actually managed to close above these highs that I mentioned in the last streams. So in the last stream, if you guys weren't there, basically I was talking about how if Bitcoin manages to close a 4-hour candle above these highs, that it's gonna have a nice pump. Let me actually see it. Did the daily close above it as well? Yeah. So the daily candle closed above these highs as well. And I think this is just a really important area because price action has been rejecting of this confluence zone 2 times, right? And once it deviated. So it deviated once and it then acted as major resistance 2 times after that. So it is an important area. And now price action finally managed to close not even a 4-hour but a daily candle closure above this confluence zone. And it also closed above the Monday high. So this is additional confluence, and for me, if price action is bullish, which it should be, right? Like when it comes to the 4-hour or the daily price action market structure, price action is in a clear uptrend, right? You have higher highs and higher lows. And price action should, in my opinion, it should not come back under the confluence zone and close below. This would be a signal of weakness, in my opinion, if it manages to close back under the confluence zone, because this confluence zone should be considered strong support, because it has been strong resistance before that, right? So this confluence zone has been strong resistance. Now price action has closed above that resistance, and now that resistance is now support. So this should be considered strong support, and this is where price should bounce and hold this area. If it doesn't, then it's gonna look like another deviation, right? Then it's gonna look like another SFP. So I really don't want to see price action even coming back down below this confluence zone. Like on a wick basis, it's fine. Like if price action just wicks basically down here, but closes the candle, the 4-hour candle back above, that's fine for me, you know. But if there is at any point a 4-hour candle closure below this confluence zone, I'm gonna close my longs. And at the moment, I'm currently long at this Woodsbot level. So price action retested the Monday high range, right? So it flipped the Monday high range, and it retested this Woodsbot level. So this is where my entry is at the moment. I'm not risking too much on this position, but this is where my long entry is. So I've used 2 ways to DCA into this entry. I used the Monday range high as my first entry condition, and then the Woodsbot level as well. So my entry is basically in the middle of these 2 entry points, and my stop loss is below the Monday low, or the swing low, basically. And my targets, well, I do think if price action is truly bullish, it should hold this level and it should bounce and pump from this level, in my opinion. And if it does, the targets are 68k to 69k. This is the first proper target. Obviously a sweep of this target here as well, of these highs. This is where I would also take some profits off the table. But then I also do think that price action can even pump further. Like it can go towards 70k, it can go towards 71k. There's not a lot of resistance, you know. This is basically air when it comes to resistance. Except the 69k level. I think this is the biggest resistance we have. And after that, it probably reaches 71, 72, and even 74k, you know. This is all very possible. And this is where I will be looking for potential shorts as well, for potential swing shorts. Because if you look at the higher time frame, you can see that Bitcoin is still in a downtrend, right? It still made lower highs and lower lows. And if we do our Fibonacci, we can see our Fibonacci levels where I would be interested in shorts is around 73k towards 79k. So Bitcoin can pump quite a lot. It can basically pump all the way to 79k and still be bearish on the higher time frame, which is kind of crazy, you know. Like it's kind of crazy that Bitcoin can pump this much without becoming properly bullish, you know. Bitcoin is only reversing this downtrend if it manages to close above this high right here. So if you see at any point a weekly close above 82.5k, this is where this is a confirmed signal that the downtrend is over. But if that doesn't happen, the downtrend should still be favored overall on the higher time frame. But Bitcoin can have a massive pump here. And I do, like, it's kind of crazy for me, because I feel like I'm one of the only bullish people at the moment. Like when I look in WG, etc., and other traders, I only see people that are bearish at the moment. But I don't, maybe it's just my analysis, but I don't see any reason to be bearish right now. Like Bitcoin just flipped a massive level on the daily candle. What are the reasons to be bearish, you know? Like I don't really understand it. There's no active bearish divergence on the 4-hour or anything. What about USD dominance confluence? Yeah, let me have a look at that. Dr. Profit is also bullish. I don't know who Dr. Profit is, but yeah. I've never heard of about this guy. But yeah, you can see the market structure. But like, if you just base it on the market structure, this is a must-hold level, and obviously my bullish thesis is invalidated if price action closes back below this this confluence zone, right? And especially if it closes back below the Monday low. If that happens, yeah, I'm wrong. It's okay to be false, you know. I don't have to be right every time. But this would be my invalidation for my bullish thesis at the moment. But yeah, until that doesn't happen, I'm gonna stay bullish, you know, at least until we reach 69k and like low 70ks, you know, like 71, 72, 74. Because as you saw on the higher time frame, Bitcoin can pump quite a lot before it comes into an area where you can look for swing shorts, right? Okay, let's have a look at USDT dominance. Where do I have it here? I mean, yeah, USDT dominance is not looking good as well, right? It's still downtrending. Like, if you look at this 4-hour market structure, it's in a complete downtrend. Yes, there are bounces in between, but based on the market structure, it's in a downtrend. The question is, can USDT dominance hold this 4-hour supply? If USDT dominance can hold this 4-hour supply and the Woodsbot level right here, there's definitely a chance for a bounce. It already bounced near this area, but I can definitely see USDT dominance having another bounce in this zone. But momentum-wise is accepting back under the 50 mark. It's getting into the bearish momentum zone again, and the 4-hour momentum is also still in the bearish control zone, daily as well, 2-day as well. 3-day it's actually still fine. So there's low time frame there's low time frame bounce potential in USDT dominance, but it's not looking the best, you know. Like, it closed below this confluence zone as well. There's potential for a bounce, but this is not the most bullish looking market structure. But it's still sitting at support. There's potential for a bounce, I give you that. So if the market is gonna reject, it should be from this point. And if it doesn't, my bullish thesis should play out. And USDT dominance can, well, it can definitely go towards this level to around 70.1%, 8%. And this should fuel the move towards 74k around that level. But if USDT dominance holds this level, it can go towards this range high right here, and Bitcoin should probably go towards low 60ks again. But I will know this pretty quickly, you know. Like, if I go back to Bitcoin, I will know pretty quickly if I'm wrong or right? Like, as soon as Bitcoin closes under this confluence zone, I know I'm probably wrong, right? And this is not, so my entry is around this level, and that's only like 0.65% away, right? So I have a really close and tight invalidation. So I definitely think this long is worth the potential risk. Because I am a believer of market structure, that market structure should always be the first thing to look at and give it, like, market structure is the most important one, you know. And based on the market structure, it just flipped a massive resistance level, so I don't see any reason to be bearish right now. All right. Do you guys have any questions so far? I'm actually interested to see if any coin, like any of the major coin, hasn't swept its Monday high yet. Ethereum has, but Ethereum is under quite heavy resistance at the moment. Ethereum is under heavy resistance. Hype looks fucking terrible. Hype didn't even go get even close to my potential short area. I wanted to short this confluence level. It aligned with Fibonacci levels as well. So this was a really nice level for shorts, but it didn't even get close. It didn't even get close to this level. It did sweep its Monday high. Yeah, it did sweep its Monday high and basically rejected it right afterwards. So this is the really nice thing about Monday high, about the Monday range. This is what you usually see, you know. So if a coin is bearish or not as strong, you will see price action sweeping this Monday high, right? It swept this Monday high, but it closed below the Monday high, and then it went for the Monday low. This is the usual setup you get with the Monday range. You can almost every time basically short the Monday high sweep if there's, for example, bearish divergence and you have Woodsbot levels, etc. This is such a free short, you know. And you can see it in comparison to Bitcoin, right? Like Bitcoin also swept the Monday high, but it actually closed above, right? And this is the major difference. So Bitcoin closed above the Monday high range, and Hype swept it, but never closed above, right? And this is the major difference when it comes to range trading, is if the market takes liquidity from and triggers stop losses from people, but then closes under the resistance, this is bearish, right? But if price action closes above the resistance after sweeping it, this is bullish. Man, this is such a perfect example of Monday range trading. Like I can't believe it. Probably there was lower time from bearish divergence as well, right? Yeah, see, there was also 15 minutes hours I had bearish divergence. 30 minutes even. Yeah, even 30 minutes bearish divergence. Like this is picture perfect. This is what you want to see. You want to see price action coming into the Monday range high, and then it sweeps the Monday range high with bearish divergence coming into a Woodsbot level right here, and it completely fully retraces this pump, right, and goes for the Monday range low. This is a picture perfect example for the Monday range trading. Man, I'm sad I missed this one, but I stuck. I didn't want to be aggressive, you know. I wanted to be more patient in this ranging market. But Hype is not looking the best. Once after it lost its market structure, right? Like this retest of the trend line should have followed, but it didn't. And you can see it retested the trend line and then rejected from this level, and then it lost its last swing low right there, right with this candle. So market structure wise, it's not looking the best. However, it is sitting at support, so there can definitely a bounce even towards the Monday low, range low again, right? Can definitely bounce towards that level, but based on market structure, there should be a rejection, like a bearish retest, and then potentially even go lower towards 52k, which is not good, which is a good sign if you want to accumulate Hype, right? Overall, Hype is still a massively bullish asset if you look at the monthly time frame. However, there's still a lot of room for Hype to go down. If you look at the Fibonacci retracement chart, like Hype has a lot of way to go down lower, you know. They can go even down towards 42, 38 before it starts to potentially bottom out. But overall, the high time frame is still bullish. This is just a pullback, and you should consider looking for entries on this pullback to buy, right? If you look at the 5-day chart, this is also looking mega ugly. This is, yeah. This is not strong price action, right? You had bearish divergence on the 5-day chart, then price action made a lower high, and now it's potentially looking to close the 5-day under this wick right here, which would confirm continuation to the downside. And if that happens, I think the next area of interest would be 50, and then this order block down here around 44 to 42. I think this is the where I will be looking for hype to have a nice bounce. That's definitely one of the weaker coins. I wanted to look at Pump Fun as well. Man, altcoins are getting wrecked today. I was hoping for Pump Fund to sort of hold this range it's at, right? Like it's just consolidating. But now it potentially looks okay. So this is the same play when it comes to the Monday range as well. Like I just showed you guys an example of the short side for hype, right, on the Monday range high. If Pump Fund sweeps this Monday range low but closes back above, this could be a trigger for a potential long, right? But if Pump Fund sweeps the Monday range low and actually closes below the Monday range low, this would be bearish, right? Do we have bullish divergence on Pump Fund? We do not have bullish divergence at the moment. How many candles was this away? Yeah, so we don't have any bullish divergence on Pump Fund. But I think this would be interesting. I'm gonna set myself alerts for this one. So if Pump Fund sweeps the Monday range low, I want to be notified for this, because it could be a potential trigger for a long if it closes back above the Monday range low. So this would be interesting for Pump Fund. Man, if oh, this would be really nice. You guys see how there's this massive weekly demand zone right there. This would be such a good entry for a pullback, right? It probably aligns with Fibonacci as well. Yeah, that aligns perfectly with Fibonacci as well. So this would be a really nice entry, a pullback scenario for Pump Fund if we were to get that. I'm gonna set myself alerts for this one as well. Lots of interesting setups to potentially trade. Could you look later on Litecoin, because I'm stuck in my position from long time? Yeah, if you could, what's your entry, Karate? Is it a spot position, or is it a futures position? I'm really interested in this sweep of Pump Fund. Definitely have an eye on this one. Set yourself alerts, guys. It's almost spot. Okay, so what's your entry on Litecoin? $53. Okay, I'm gonna have a look in a second. For Bitcoin, just in a live update, basically, Bitcoin managed to hold these lows. Basically, if you see Bitcoin closing below these lows, yeah, it could be a short angle, you know. And I think if Bitcoin manages to close below these lows, I'm gonna consider closing my long position as well, just to keep my risk management super tight, you know. Like my entry is basically around this level, and I would only lose like 0.2%. So you really have a nice invalidation for this long setup right now. Let's have a look at Litecoin for our boy Karate. I don't have Litecoin in my list. Could you look at NIA, please? Yeah, and after I look at Litecoin, I'm gonna have a look at NIA. So your entry is 53.7. 53.7, so around this level, right? You are down on your position 13%. You probably don't have a stop loss, right, Karate? This is probably the reason why you're asking, right? That you didn't have a stop loss. No stop loss. Okay. So from a monthly perspective, it swept this low. And it closed above, right? So there's definitely potential for a bounce. And obviously price action is currently bouncing. Liquidation 27, okay. Well, I can tell you the so your invalidation now should be this level, right? Like this wick. Price action, if price action is bullish on Litecoin and it's bouncing, Litecoin should not come below this level. So you have not a stop loss set. This would be my stop loss. If price action comes back below this wick, it's not looking the best, you know. So this is where I will set my stop loss, so you don't get liquidated. I know it's far away from my entry point, right? It's 30% away, you know, like, but that's what you get for not putting a stop loss in the first place, you know. You always have to have a stop loss in place when you're trading. If you're not putting in a stop loss, like, this is what happens, right? Like, you lose 30% of your potential capital, right? However, it is sitting at support, but it needs to break this range, right? Like, if Litecoin manages to close, you see how there's so many equal highs there. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 times Litecoin tried to break out of this range, but it didn't manage to do that. So if you see a daily candle closure above these highs, there's good potential that Litecoin is going to go up towards 50. There's also potential for Litecoin to go towards 52, but I don't think Litecoin will go towards your entry. I just don't see that happening. So if you are lucky, you might want to close your long position either around 50 or 52. And you would still lose money, but not a lot, right? Only 6%. This is manageable. So consider, if price action gets to 50, consider closing your long. If you see bearish divergence, so if you see price action coming into the 50 mark, and then you see, for example, on the 4 hour, there's bearish divergence, right? Definitely close your long, I would say. Definitely do that. And actually, for your stop loss, I can give you a better stop loss. So if price action comes below this swing low right here, close your long. So set your stop loss around 43. This is the best stop loss you can probably get with your entry point, which is still 20% far away, but I will place my stop loss on this level, under this swing low. And if you get the chance, if there's bearish divergence on the 4 hour, close your long 150. What do you think about the future of this coin? I mean, fundamentally, I don't fucking know anything about it, to be honest. I mean, the only thing from a higher time perspective is that Litecoin is on macro support, right? Like, if there is a place for Litecoin to bounce, it's now. There's no other place for Litecoin to bounce, basically. But from the future, I mean, it just looks like no one is trading this coin, you know. I mean, it's ranging, and it has its moments, right? Like, it can pump 100%, 150%, but it takes a year to pump, right? Here as well, it pumped 80%, but over almost a year as well. Here it pumped another 100%, but it took half a year. So it really moves super slow. I would put my money into things that are actually moving and not move like a snail, you know. Like, for example, I would rather put my money into a pullback on hype, for example, around 43. Because, you know, this is actually trending up, right? Like, this coin is actually trending, even though now it's in a downtrend on daily, but it's still trending on the higher time frame, right? And you want to put your money and invest into coins that are actually trending up. You don't want to put your money into coins that are not trending up. And this is definitely not trending up. This is just this just looks slow and dead to me. Like, why would you put your money into Litecoin when you can also put your money into Bitcoin, right? Like, both are not looking best, but at least Bitcoin is still somewhat trending. It still moves, at least, you know. No problem, Karate. I hope this helps. And definitely make sure to use a stop loss before your next trade. If you don't put your stop loss in a trade, especially when it comes to altcoin trading, and I consider anything an altcoin, even when it comes to majors like Litecoin, etc. You still need to have need to have a stop loss, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna get liquidated. Okay, my long position on Bitcoin is pumping a bit. It's pumping a bit. I'm profitable for now. Nice to see. Almost 1%. Nice. Near. Let's have a look at near. Are you in any positions, Magmu? Do you want to talk about your position, or do you just want me to analyze it? What's your entry for your position? 1.89. Okay, so you're probably in a long position, I assume, and your position is right where the entry is. Stop loss 1.829. 8.29. I think you can move your stop loss higher, to be honest. I think you can move your stop loss below these lows. Because if I see your position properly, you are betting on the bullish divergence on the lower time frame, right? On the 30 minutes. And you're betting that price action is gonna reclaim the Monday low, right? There might be a wick under this here, but you can play it manually, right? But like when price action, if price action closes below these wicks, like this is bearish, right? I don't think there's a need for your stop loss to be so far away. Especially, you know, like near close below these lows on the 4-hour candle. So structurally wise, it's already not looking the best, you know. So you want to keep your risk tight, and you're betting on price action reclaiming the Monday low, right, and then potentially pump towards this 4-hour demand. This is what I would assume you are doing. So I think the best advice is to set yourself an alert for these lows. If you don't want to put as hard stop loss, set yourself an alert, and if you see price action closing below these lows, close your position. I think this is a more efficient stop loss than the one you have. And I think for your target, this should be your target, right? Like this 4-hour supply zone. Actually, you do have supply here on the 1 hour as well. 1.91. It's kind of tricky. I think the best thing for you to do is if price action pushes up into the 1 hour supply around 1.92, I think you can move your stop loss towards these lows. This would be my play. And then probably Nia is gonna reject a bit, retest the Monday low, and if it confirms the retest, this should hold, right? And then push a bit higher. But yeah, I think this is what I would do if I were in your position. Damn, Bitcoin! Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Bitcoin is pumping and bouncing from this confluence zone? Who would have thought? Me. I would have thought. Man, I feel like I'm the fucking only bullish person in the world right now. Like everyone I know and I respect says price action is bearish, but I really don't think price action is bearish right now. Like I just don't think it. I'm just not seeing it. I think this is a must-hold area for Bitcoin. If it doesn't hold, who cares, right? You lose 1% of your portfolio. But if you're right, you gain 10% for your portfolio, right? Like it's definitely worth the risk to be long on Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. I'm in the ETH short right now. 90.40 for bearish deviation, confirmed TP 130 Ethereum. Well, the bearish there's no 4-hour bearish divergence yet, right? Like the bearish divergence is only there if the 4-hour candle actually closes. So as long as the 4-hour candle doesn't close, you don't have bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Even though it says you have it, the RSI is calculated based on candle closures and not on open candles. So if you are playing and trading based on the 4-hour candle, on the divergence, you need to wait for the 4-hour divergence to actually close, you know. But yeah, I mean, Ethereum has more heavy resistance above it than Bitcoin has, right? So if you were to look for shorts, I would also look for shorts more on Ethereum than for Bitcoin. What is your stop loss again? What is your stop loss, big man? If your bearish thesis plays out, big man, I think you take profit is fine. I can definitely see. So if Ethereum rejects from this confluence zone, accepts back under the Monday high range, they can definitely sweep these lows. Manual close. But where would you manual close your position? You still need to have a level, right? At least for me, my invalidation would be around the above the size. You have the 12-hour supply zone right here, right? This is your resistance. And Ethereum, if Ethereum is bearish, it shouldn't go above this resistance, right? It should reject from this resistance, from this supply zone. So this is where I would put my invalidation. You do have some small bearish divergence on the 15-minute charts, if you speak technically about it. Bitcoin, if you made higher highs and outside made lower highs, right? But it's not in the oversold area. Usually I like to play my divergences on the time frame when it is in the oversold area or overbought. So on the extremes, you know. I can see Ethereum having another push up before it rejects, you know. So definitely make sure that you have a proper invalidation, because it can definitely push up into the supply zone right here. But yeah, I think this is a decent place to short right now on Ethereum. I think Bitcoin looks better than Ethereum, so I don't mind the short that you're trying to do right now. It is at resistance, or it's near the resistance, you know. It's in this confluence zone. You have some small bearish diversions, but it's not the ideal setup for me. This is not what I would personally take. I would be more patient and wait for a more clear trigger, you know, like that you actually have a proper bearish divergence in the oversold area, overbought area, you know, like above 70 on the RSI, which you don't have at the moment. The short can still work out. I think you take profit is fine, and if you have a proper setup stop loss, it's fine as well. It's fine to try the short. I think it's just you can be more efficient with it, you know, when you wait for better confluences, I would say. All right. I think this is a good place to call it a day. I've been going over some charts, and also I showed you guys a bearish and a bullish example of how to trade the Monday range, how price can react from these levels, right? Which I'm happy about. That like this high Monday range play was perfect, you know. Like this Monday range sweep on hype, my god. It swept the Monday range high, it closed below. You had on the lower time frame, you had bearish divergence on the after it swept the Monday range high, but like it had bearish divergence on the lower time frame, and the 4-hour candle closed below the Monday range, confirming an SFP with lower time frame bearish, lower time frame outside bearish divergence. This is just perfect, and then it's swept the Monday lows. You know, like this is perfect. Doesn't get better than this when it comes to Monday range trading, in my opinion. All right. Do you guys have any last questions before I'm closing the stream? Yes. Did I actually record the stream? Okay, I pressed on recording. Thank fucking God. Two times I fucking forgot to press record. It's embarrassing. I'm looking at hype longs around 56. What do you think? 56. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it, to be honest. I think either hype holds right now, because it is at bottom support of this range for hype, right? Like it's at the confluence zone right now. It has potential for our bullish divergence if our bullish divergence actually confirms. I think if hype bounces, it should be here, and if it doesn't, which I'm not convinced about it. Like I don't know if hype is gonna bounce from this level, but if it does, it should be from here. And if it doesn't and keeps rejecting, I think your next best bet is a potential scalp long right here around 55. I want this Woodsbot level, and after that I think 52. Personally, I'm looking to play this level. I'm looking to play around 52 to 53, you know. This is where I will be looking for longs. Like if you trade 56, I think it's too much in the middle, you know. There's no proper support right now. The only level that reacted from the 56 level is what's this pump, right? But other than that, it's kind of too much in the middle for me. But that's just my trading style, you know. I like to play extremes. I like to wait. I like to be patient and wait for extremes. And the extremes would be, for example, a sweep of this low close above, you know, and this would be a super good long with tight invalidation. Because if you, like, you would need to basically catch this. You would need to catch this perfectly if you are trading hype, right? Like if your entry is around 56, which is right here, right? So this would be an entry if you trade around 56. What is your invalidation, right? Your invalidation would be below this low. And your profit target would be your profit target would be this resistance, right? Like this is not a good risk to reward ratio, in my opinion. So even though it can work out, you would need to be able to perfectly snipe this, because your invalidation is just too far away in comparison to your profit target. But if you're being patient and wait for this level, you get the better risk to reward ratio, right? But the downside to that is that you might not get the trade. But I like to have positive risk to reward ratio trades for my trading. And you need to have positive risk to reward ratio when you don't have a high win rate. Like if your win rate is around 50%, you need to have a proper risk to reward ratio, you know. And I know most people don't even, like, most people have around 50% win rate or 40%, you know. So if you take this long, consider the risk to reward ratio, look at your possible invalidation and what makes sense, and then you can take it. But think about the risk to reward ratio, you know. That would be my advice. All right, boys. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna call it a day now. I need to work a bit on other stuff. So thank you guys for coming. I won't be streaming this Sunday because I'm gonna have surgery. I'm gonna make an announcement for this. So this will be the last stream for I think over a week. So you will not be seeing me for another week. I know it sucks, but I'm gonna record another educational video for you guys to basically, yeah, so you guys have some form of content. But yeah, this will be the last stream for over a week, and you're gonna be seeing me after the 3rd of August. Yeah, greetings from Poland. Nice, thank you, Karate. All right, see you guys in over a week. Don't be sad that I'm not gonna be there, but I have to get my eyes fixed, right? So yeah, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for having me, and I see you guys in around 10 days. All right, bye bye, guys.